finally made it, guys. We finally made it to the next arc, which is Elbaf arc. We are ready for the lore of Elbaf, which is going to be on the next video, by the way. So look forward to that. It's just going to be a long one. Hopefully you guys like it. Like this video, by the way. Anyways, One Piece chapter 1127, titled Adventure in the Land of Mystery. And let's go ahead and dive into this, because man. So first off, you have not only the giants, but it cuts back to it, the Elbaf village, and all the giants. All of a sudden, a fire breaks loose near the tree of Yggdrasil, and that's not good, because that is basically the life of the whole giants. And if that catches fire, then I'm pretty sure the village is doomed. And one of the giants says, "There's a fire," and the other giant says, "Go get some spring water and put it out." And people, or let me just say, just a bunch of fires are starting breaking loose, and they don't know what the hell is happening. And people are saying, "Is it coming from the forest? If the spread to your Yggdrasil, then the country's done for." So basically, you're trying to put out this fire because it's now spreading to the tree, and if the tree dies and collapses, and it's basically is done. Not good, guys. And another one is something else goes on, which is a bad sign that something ominous is going on in Elbaf. Something's wrong with this. What happened to these sting mole or stinger mole, which they're basically like the giant as bees or wasps. It looks like wasps, bees. They just don't fall out of the sky. So basically they're normally, I'm guessing, on the ground mostly, but they're mostly, I'm guessing, somewhere in Yggdrasil. A lot of shit going on is not good. Like I said, something's ominous is going on in Elbaf. Now, another giant says people in the forest reported that the tremors we felt earlier were caused when the mighty air god collapsed. Now, what they're talking about, don't be stupid. What could hurt that enormous rabbit? So the air god is basically somewhere. Oh, you know what? This whole video is about to get another video, because there's a lot of lore in this, and we're gonna have to get the bottom of this. Now, cutting back to where Nami and is transported, or the five main people are now in Straw Hat, or not in Straw Hat, but in a castle. Big Stein Castle, as it says. I'm thinking it's a devil fruit, which I'm still standing on that, because it's possible it's a devil fruit. Hell, it's a place full of Legos. Come on now. You don't see Legos like that anytime soon. Anyway, Nami is freaking out. Doesn't know what to do. And she says, "What the hell is up with this huge bee thing?" And you can see that Nami obliterated it on the spot with Zeus. She still got Zeus as a weapon and as an entity of itself from Big Mom. So Zeus says, "Morning, Nami, what's going on? Where are we?" And Nami basically just tells Zeus straight up, "I don't know. I can't find the rest of the crew, and I'm in this outfit." What we want Nami to do. She basically has clues to what's going on, basically. Now, Nami, you don't get this from Nami sometimes. Sometimes she's a level-headed person. Sometimes she's like Thriller Bark, for example, because you get to see Nami's fear and up there with Thriller Bark. So I would say Thriller Bark is in Little Garden. Little Garden and Thriller Bark is where you get to see Nami's panic state, which it goes to show you she is now in a panic state in this chapter, which she doesn't know what the hell is going on, and she's in a Viking outfit. Now she calls on Zoro, Luffy, Sanji, for some reason very reluctantly Usopp. She even says, "I even take Usopp," for some strange reason, which I'm betting you that Usopp is going to get a hammer Thor's hammer. Why would I say Thor's hammer? Because this, let's just say, it only chooses the mighty. Anyways, she calls on even Usopp, or even tells, I even take Usopp. And she said, what's up with me? I don't even remember changing. Am I dreaming? Where is this place? So she's basically why I said last chapter. She's been transported to, I'm guessing, it's a devil fruit ability. I'm still dying on that hill. If I'm wrong, but it has to be a devil fruit ability because you can't transport all of a sudden to a world full of Legos. What's in the Legos? In the Legos world? Well, you got the giant bee that tried to kill Nami, but she defeated it reluctantly. Fans out the her surroundings, basically barrens, pieces together that it's definitely some kind of castle. You've been transported and to a castle, basically, a castle full of Legos. I'm gonna see it keep saying it's Legos because it definitely looked like Legos. And somebody calls Nami's name, and she looks out the window, and she said, "Oh, that's Usopp's voice." And she trips and falls, and she sees that window. She almost goes to the window, but she looks and trips. And all of a sudden, there's a giant, I won't say porcupine, but it's a porcupine that's not been spooked yet. But Nami trips and falls, and she sees a porcupine. And that porcupine got scared and now is mad and pissed, and you already know the rest. Now it's coming for Nami. And she said, it's huge, and I pretty much is going after her. Is mad. And Nami says, I didn't mean to startle you or anything, which, let me do a little research real quick. So, a little fact checked real quick about porcupines. Porcupines are not aggressive animals, let's just say that, as you saw with the panel. It's not aggressive. However, it is aggressive if only if it's threatened. Will chatter their teeth and produce a chemical odor, raise its quills and lash with its tail. So it's not harmful unless it's threatened, which Nami, well, I don't know if you call stumbling on the ground by carrying it is threatened, but that's what Nami did. So basically Nami startled a porcupine here, is now angry and pissed, as you already know what happened next. So that's a little fact check with me, which I normally don't do with this chapter because I already have everything planned out, but here we are. Now, she runs away and she calls on Usopp where she is, and she looks at a window to the side while running, and you don't see Usopp. Now, I feel bad for Usopp because this man is half his body is in the jaws of a cat. A scary cat, which is not good. And Usopp just says, save me, Nami. And then Nami just says, what the hell are you doing down there? And it's like, just save me, Nami. And like I said, you got a bee, a porcupine, and a cat to tangle with. And Nami looks back real quick because the porcupine is right on her tail, right behind her. And she brings out Zeus and extends it and uses her Zeus and shocks it. Which he did, which that causes the porcupine to fall onto the cat, which hits the cat and electrocutes the cat, which opens the mouth of the cat, which brings there's a lot ATs out here, man. It's ridiculous. Now, this frees Usopp, by the way. That's a big help out of this giant ass cat's mouth. Now, Usopp is in the same boat as Nami, which they're not the brave fighting types. They're the scaredy kind of types. You don't get well, Chopper's not among them for one thing, so they're pretty much the weakest out of the group as far. Anyways, you got both Nami and Nami scared, both of them. And Nami says, I got a bad feeling about this. And Usopp responds with, oh, ditto, no shit. And the cat glares down on him, which is a death stare, and starts pursuing him. And then they start running away, and Nami pops a question at Usopp. Like, hey Usopp, do you know anything about this place that we're in, since we're just transported out of nowhere with different clothes or different outfits on, because Usopp got a Viking kind of outfit on, the funny with the mustache and beard too to match the boot. The same thing with which Nami said when she woke up. She said, "All I remember was after I was done drinking, I went to sleep or knocked out." And same thing with Usopp. I remember us drinking on the giant ship, but next thing I know, I'm here with you. But he doesn't know where Zoro, Luffy, or Sanji is. They could be anywhere. Holy shit. And now Nami recalls of someone, one of the giants told her, wait, that booze. And she remembers what the giants said too. It's called absinthe. Oh, I'm definitely gonna butcher that word, which I'm gonna that's another research I'm gonna do. The green fairy, which didn't he say it could cause hallucinations? So they could be hallucinating, but you call that hallucinating after when this panel comes up? It's a dead end, and we're so high. Oh man, we're so high up. So they come to a dead end to this Lego castle, and they turn to look, and you just see Usopp get smacked, smacked out by the cat. Cause he definitely said, if it's an illusion, and it's probably not. So let me test it out first. And all of a sudden, he got smacked with the cat's claw, with the paw, and then which blood came out of Usopp. And Nami, typical. Oh, I love this. Well, Oda did. Oda with the typical fashion, which you see in the anime too. When Luffy does something stupid, you see the episode where Luboon, where they finally reached the red line, and they came down the red line, and they came crashing down to Luboon, and what Luffy attempted was to use the cannon, and they said, "You moron!" That's technically what happened to Usopp, and Nami was bawling her eyes out with the snot coming now, and she said, "Usopp!" As Usopp got smacked, and preferably smacked, he flew out of the castle walls with Nami in tow, so that's not good. So they basically fell down, and the cat is going after him basically. And once they got to the ground, you have Usopp flat on the ground, knocked out. Well, technically not knocked out, but he's still conscious. But not that. You got Nami terrified. Which you're not terrified, Nami. You got Zeus. Use them. Unless there's a limitations to it. If there's limitations to using Zeus, then that's in itself not good. And you just got this cat just morphs or transforms into a lion. A king lion, preferably. And that's not good. Nami said it's only turned to a lion. We're doomed. And she tried to wake Usopp up. Usopp up too. So it's like, Usopp, snap out of it. We're going to die. Next panel, well, does definitely say we're going to die as she put Usopp as a shield up to the face of the damn lion. A cat that transformed into a lion. He said, hey, I'm not your shield, as Usopp said. And all of a sudden, a brief call of Nami-san and Nami's name. And it's preferably Sanji. So Sanji, Luffy, and Zoro now make appearance. Where the hell are they at? Which you're going to find out in the next panel what they were doing. Anyway, they're gearing up their moves, and they all three will smack the lion into next week. Which in turn, I don't know, they killed it or knocked it unconscious. And Nami looks at that, and Usopp looks at that and says, "Oh hell no!" As they not all three were knocked it unconscious, which transform it back into a cat. So did it? I think Zoro said, "Did it just turn into a cat? I wonder how this guy would taste." Luffy says, "That rabbit we grilled up earlier sure was a taste." Nami-san, I was really worried. I was so scared when Usopp died, Sanji-kun. So, you got Usopp off to the panels. I'm still alive. You're gonna pay for that human shield stunt. So, you might end up seeing Nami, end up in a situation as Usopp, and we don't know. And all of a sudden it says, not again. So, we found out what Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji were up to while they were transported, as Usopp and Nami was running away from threats. These three, the strongest people on their damn ship. This is what they have to say. Sounds like there might been even bigger ones around. If they look good, I'll get us some. Zoro says, let's prioritize finding the sea and our ship. We need to establish the crew's safety. Sanji says, if you're going after food, don't forget that B battalion and their hive. It would be a shame to waste since they're so nutritious. There you go. Nami out to the side. How are you guys taking this place in stride? Where in the hell are we anyways? As Nami says. In her freak out tone, which she is freaking out right now. Into the unknown, cover color spread upon return. Break next week. So, wow, that was some adventure we had. I haven't seen that in a while. Nami freaking out like that? Impossible, right? We never get our we never got a panel where Nami's that freaked out, scared in her life. Well, that scared. We've seen chapters where she's totally scared out of her mind. Like I said, Thoroughbark and Lebrun, and Little Garden. I think that's the only places that she might be scared out of her mind, but who knows? Anyways, final thoughts on this chapter. Well, we have entered the Elbaf art. So the Elbaf art just started. This chapter, 1127. It started. Now, where are they at? Well, like I said, in Devil Fruit ability, perhaps. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Who knows? As where Nami, well, what Zoro said, or no, what Luffy said. I wonder how this guy would taste. That rabbit we grilled up earlier sure was tasty. Now, right before the beginning, I think it was the beginning of the chapter. It was the beginning of the chapter. One of the giants said, and I hope this doesn't go back to what that giant said about a rabbit. I'm gonna go back up and hopefully it's not what I'm thinking of. It is. Okay, so people in the forest reported that the tremors we felt earlier were caused when the mighty air god collapsed. Don't be stupid. What could hurt that enormous rabbit? So, two things. Possibility. It could be Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro got transported to wherever the hell they went and beat up that rabbit, that enormous rabbit, ate it probably, what Luffy said, beat him up, ate him, and we don't know the timelines of what was going on, but I'm thinking after they were transported, Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy, they went off their quick expedition throughout the castle, beat up the giant enormous rabbit, what they call a mighty ear god, beat his ass up, ate him, and now the giants are reacting and say, hey, those tremors we heard earlier, that was the giant ear god. That's not good. Someone must have done something to it. We don't know. Now that Luffy confirmed it, that could be the rabbit. Who knows? And what do you guys think? Could the three monstrous trios, Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy beat up the giant god rabbit thing? And pretty much Luffy was just hungry, man. Let's be honest with us. Luffy would eat anything that would have killed him or pretty much harm him or fight him. So, oh wait a minute, that would be Sanji. Sanji would probably look at that and say, hey Luffy, that's a delicious kind of giant enormous rabbit. Are you feeling rabbit dinner tonight? Luffy probably just say hell yeah, and Zoro might guess. I mean, well, Luffy, congratulations, you just killed one of their gods in Elbaf. Congratulations. But if you like this video, subscribe and like and comment down below if you think that Luffy ate that giant enormous rabbit, the air god that the Elbaf warriors claim to be in the earth tremor. And boy, who knows, man. Thanks again, and see you next adventure. Laters.